Hey guys, welcome to the first install video we have here on our Linux Mint machine. We're in the future now, so before you're going to see it, I used my little DJI Osmo just to film it going on bare metal, but here we are after the fact. I just wanted to share a couple things with you. Let's ignore the mess behind me first of all. We're gonna work on that. This is my office and it is a mess. So, and to start, you can go to linuxmint.com. You can download here. I'm using version 21, which is the latest Cinnamon edition that I'm using here because I have a an i5 Gen 8 CPU. We can go through and see the release notes and everything here, but once you go back and you just click download, you can download the that version right there. Right, say you want to do the Cinnamon. Say you want to download the Cinnamon edition because your hardware's fairly new. You can go ahead and download that here. You can also go to the install instructions. These install instructions are really good. They kind of walk you through it. Now, as you'll see when we get into this video, I did have one problem with Bluetooth. I'm trying to use one of these little Bluetooth USB dongles, and it just doesn't work under this hardware for whatever. I do believe I have a hardware problem. I've got another one on order, we may add that in at the end of this video to see. That's the only problem I really had. One more thing, if you need to figure out how you write Linux Mint to your USB, this is my USB here, if you can see that. It's an old 4 gig cruiser drive, right? So you need like 2 gig or something, but I used a 4 gig drive just to make sure everything would fit. You can use Balena Etcher, that works on Mac, Windows, whatever, right? You can go download Balena Etcher. I have a video on that. I'll link that in the card up here. Tells you how to do that. Once you get that in, then you just you plug that in, you boot it, and we'll get into that portion of the video right now. Well, there we go, guys. Easy to set up. Just put a couple screws in. I need to wait for the PC to show up next because now I don't really have much to plug it into. I'd plug it into my Mac, but I know it's not going to hit the resolution the way it is, I don't believe. So we'll just wait a couple days and see what happens. Well, hey guys, first problem, hardware's come in. Look at that monitor, it looks really good. But the problem is they sent the small form factor, not the mini tower model. I still think I contacted the seller. I'm not sure what they're going to do yet. I can get these SFF versions much cheaper than the mini tower, but it does still have a 3.5 inch hard drive space in it. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I can get a partial refund or something out of this because they are cheaper, but I still think it might work for what I want to do. Let's go ahead and just get Linux installed on this real quick. Okay guys, let's just turn it on real quick and see what we get. See if we get any video or anything from it. I've got a keyboard and a mouse hooked up. Nothing from a video perspective yet, but I did move that hot. So let's see if we got anything. There we go. No bootable devices found. It's going to be hard for you to see up there. Okay, so now we can take our Linux Mint. Let me show that to you up close. My handwriting, like you need to see that. And we're going to put that in. And we're going to just go ahead and power that off, power it back on. It does have a 256, what do they call it, M2 type drive in it. So we should be able to get something. Now, I was expecting to get the mini tower model like I mentioned, but ended up getting the small form factor. The difference is I think the small form factor may have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in. I guess we'll find out. If not, I have this little Bluetooth piece I can throw in there because that is important to me right away. So let's go ahead. It'll boot to this install screen. It says start Linux Mint 21, start Linux Mint 21 64-bit compatibility mode. So let's go ahead and just start it. We'll run it in live mode and then we should be able to select install from here. So this will take a minute to come up. You'll see some messages across the screen. And I'm doing this straight from you know, my little DJI Osmo, because I can't really screen record anything yet, because this is a straight hardware install, bare metal install, whatever you want to call it, right? It's not a VM like a lot of people do on YouTube. So I'm just going to give you the overview of what we see as we build this machine. All right, we did get a little message. I do have a wired connection plugged in just in case. So let's go ahead and bring this up, and let's just type Bluetooth before we install, and we get our Bluetooth manager going. All right, it does not see connection to BlueZ failed. BlueZ not running. Continuous probably means that you are no Bluetooth adapters detected. Bluetooth. Okay, so it doesn't see Bluetooth for whatever reason. So I am going to take my Bluetooth device. I'm just going to plug it in and then try that one more time. So let's type Bluetooth. Show Bluetooth get enabled automatically. Yes. All right. All right, still not seeing anything. It did find it. No, I'm sorry, it didn't. Okay. Let's just try that one more time. If we don't get it here, we're just going to run the install and deal with Bluetooth afterwards, because this could be part of the live install. So let's just go ahead and install this. We're going to English, continue. We want English. English US keyboard layout, yes, we'll continue that. That's selected automatically for us. If you don't have that, you can detect it down here. Yes, we want to install the multimedia codecs. You can tell it does the display fine on this wide monitor. Okay, it says computer currently has no detected operating system. What would you like to do? We're going to go ahead and erase and install Linux. So let's install now. If you continue with the changes below, be written otherwise. Yeah, it's saying, hey, we see we could really mess you up if you have another OS on here, but we don't. So yeah, let's just pick that time zone. It's close enough. Okay, your name. We're just going to call ourselves RB. And we're going to call this Mint Optiplex 7060. Choose a password. I'm just going to choose a pretty simple one. I don't want to require a password. I want to log in automatically, so if my kids want to jump on here, they can do that. Oh, passwords don't match. I guess I need to type that correctly, huh? Don't do like me. Okay, there, I think we got them matching. We can go ahead and continue. And we're going to copy files. And this will take a couple of minutes. And we'll go from there. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I was a little disappointed I didn't get that mini tower model. Thought that's what I was getting on eBay, but we'll work that out with the seller and see where we get on that. We'll wait impatiently while it copies files, maybe get something to drink, fast forward through this. Now we have switched to installing system. Configuring hardware. And it gives you a little idea of what software is available. You know, what you want to go on. And I'll show you another website that's really good for determining, you know, what you use on, say, Mac or Windows, and then what the alternative to software is, open source or otherwise, for those. It'll show you what operating systems they run on, all that good stuff. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to come up with a list probably in the next video of what I need software-wise to run. I just wanted to show you guys real quick on how easy this is to load Linux Mint. And this is version 21, the latest version, for those of you who are wondering. But this will be a whole multi-part series where we get into this. Yeah, and that's another thing, the photo organizing, photo editing, video editing. I do need Inkscape, which is like an Adobe Illustrator type program, to make some SVGs, so you know, everybody in the family can basically make stuff for the Cricut and do all that stuff. So we'll be getting into that. Installation is finished. You continue testing Linux Mint now, but until you restart the computer, changes will not be preserved. So we're going to go ahead and restart, and it's probably going to tell us to pull that out. We'll give it a minute because it's still using. Okay, it says please remove the installation medium and press enter. So we will do that. Yeah, maybe the small form factor does not come with a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I'm gonna have to look that up, honestly. And here we go, we're booting for the first time on the SSD. All right, and this is what comes up when you first install, and you can do a little customization here. It says, welcome to your new operating system. It'll guide you through your first step to show you where you can find things. So they're glad we did it. So let's go first steps. We can do our desktop colors. First, make yourself a home. Choose your favorite color on whether you prefer light or dark desktop theme. Okay, I'm gonna say, let's stick with, let's pick this light blue. And let's go with a dark. Yeah, let's try that. Although we may need something a little brighter than that white blue. Let's just try it. Panel layout. A small panel and traditional window list. A large panel grouped windows and small system utility tray. Oh my goodness. What are we running now? Looks like that one. So if I switch to this, what happens there? It's just a little bit smaller. This one is a little bit, let's just leave it at the bigger one. I'm old. I could use that. Okay, system snapshots. We're not going to set this up yet, but what you could do, this would be like Time Machine or whatever. Maybe what is the Windows image that it does, so you can revert back to a previous image if you mess something up. So that's a nice little backup area. We'll set that up later in a different video. The driver manager. Let's launch this, and we'll have to type our password in. I don't think I have anything that would need other drivers, but let's just see what it says. This would be like maybe if you had a NVIDIA type card or something. Yep, nope, we don't need additional drivers. We're good. It found everything fine. We can do our update manager. That will definitely need done. So it says, provide your operating system with software and security updates, software updates, system snapshots, set up snapshots, protect yourself. Okay, recommend set up automated system snapshots and apply all available updates. Yeah, so there's another way system snapshots could help you out. If you get an update that kind of wrecked your system, you could go back to a previous snapshot. So do you want to switch to local mirror? Sure. And then we'll do, you know what? Let's cancel that. Let's don't switch to the local mirror. Let's just apply the update. And then we'll put our password in. And then it should start downloading all kinds of stuff. And while that's going on, we're going to go, oh, well, I guess it's going to happen faster than I thought. 106 updates, 814 meg. Here you can see it's going to update Bind, curl, Firefox, GCC. Lots of other things in here, a lot of library files, etc. Oh, Python. We're definitely going to get into some Python in this. Yeah, Bluetooth Manager. Okay, so so I think we're all selected there, right? Let's get rid of that. Yeah, we are all selected. So let's go ahead and install those updates. So this upgrade will trigger additional changes. The following packages will be installed. Linux headers. Okay. And we'll probably have to reboot after that. That looks like system level stuff. Okay, so there we are, downloading and installing it. Let's look at the system settings. Let's go ahead and launch that while that's going on. So here we can change our background. We have different Mint backgrounds here. Let's just go through. That's not bad. I don't know about that green one. That one's not so bad. Let's go ahead and leave it like that. Why not? We can always come back and change that later. Oh, we have specific, I guess the name for Linux Mint 21 is Vanessa. So these are the Vanessa specific. Ooh, that's a little funky. That's kind of cool. We'll just go through and look at some of these. That's pretty neat. Oh, that's kind of bright for me. Blue lines are a little much for me. Let's see what they have. They don't have any. We don't have any pictures. Well, hey guys, it is early Sunday morning, and I'm almost positive I have some kind of hardware issue with my little Bluetooth USB adapter. I got another one on order. It'll be here later this evening, so we'll be able to hopefully finally fix this Bluetooth issue. That's the last issue we have on Mint. Spent some time troubleshooting it, and this thing just won't scan. So to sum it up, it does see it. You know, it can actually use it, I guess, from a software perspective, but it won't see devices when I scan. So I remember previously I had this problem on my Mac way back when I tried it on some devices, and I ended up throwing it in my parts bin, and yeah, and it bit me again. So hopefully this will be here soon, and we'll get this taken care of, because that's the only problem I've had after installing Mint from a hardware perspective that I've tested so far is just Bluetooth connectivity. So we'll get into it. Okay guys, it's just after lunch, and I put the Bluetooth adapter in, and this is the adapter I have. I'll put in a picture of it so you guys can see it. But looks like we are working and cooking with gas now. So definitely a hardware problem. So really Mint, in summary, it was successful completely around with all this hardware. Well, hey guys, welcome back to the end of this video. I know this is a long one. Thanks for hanging in there if you made it this far. I just wanted to update you. It's really easy to install Mint. It's been so amazingly easy. And I had that one Bluetooth hardware problem. Fixed it by getting this adapter. Let me just hold that up here and you can show what it is. The Panda wireless Bluetooth adapter. This machine doesn't have any Wi-Fi or Bluetooth in it. I hinted to that before, but I just want to wrap this up, bring it to an end. You could see I didn't want to go too much into the customization. I cut a lot of that out. That should be a separate video, but the install worked well, and Bluetooth worked well. Only hardware issue, only issue I had in the install at all. So I'm synced up with my Bluetooth stereo back there, listening to tunes, editing this video on Caden Live, as you can see. So got a lot of things installed. I'm gonna go over maybe a list next week of software, and then installing individual software from there on out, and how easy it is, and go from there. See how we keep using this machine and how we're setting it up for our needs to switch from Mac to Linux. Well, that's all we have for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and share. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon.